going to be a best out of 3, which the first one being chosen by Splyce, it is Overpass, and we're going to hop straight into that, actually. So looking at the roster rundown for Splyce, we do have Davey, Arya, Buzza, Asilian, and Crucial, while for WFX, we have APOC, Offnu, Dexter, Zusi, and Imagine, with the terrorist team Splyce moving rather quickly from these blue halls into the bathrooms.
Yeah, this is hyper aggressive, and they're not meeting any resistance either. Winterfox is giving them a lot of respect, giving them a lot of room. They have to know this is coming. They can hear these footsteps, so the entries are going to be huge here, and actually everyone from Winterfox is already forced away from the site, so this is going to be a pretty easy plant.
Now it's a replay for, or retake play for Winterfox. The bomb has been planted Optimus. Nice headshot from Crucial, but it's traded out from Dexter onto Arya. So an early 4 versus 4. We're trying to get some information. We spot Imagine inside the CT spawn. Crucial is trying to battle it out, but he's forcing his opponent away. Meanwhile, though, we're still closing in and trying to go for this retake. Crucial is still on the Optimus, never really moved, and he never quartered that area, and finally they take him down. Buzz is going to be the last man standing. It's a 1 versus 1. He's being pushed through, and APOC was forced on a reload, so Buzz is able to fall back. Now with only 56 HP for APOC, Buzz is going to try to lean out. It is planted for him, though, and he gets the headshot long range, and Splyce wins that pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, that all comes down. You can see how close it is, but if they were able to mount that kind of a defense, if they were able to actually prevent them from planning, at least get a kill before the bomb goes down, that becomes much easier. The fact that they get all the way into the bomb site with 5 players alive with full HP, that's a little bit crazy. You just don't see it that often because that's the outcome that generally happens. You generally don't win those rounds. So next time, you know, be a little bit more assertive. Build that wall.
Yeah, let's build that wall. Try to keep them from moving inside the site. Maybe they learn from their mistakes, but we'll see this time. Interesting enough, though, for Winterfox, they are going for a full bite with the last cannon scout, pretty much, for Dexter, and they're pushing down aggressively towards Monster. They catch Arya off guard and take him down early.
That's an information play gone bad. His entire goal there is to figure out if they're stacking this B bomb site, maybe get a kill, but essentially he's just trying to find information for his team, and there's, you know, generally with that kind of a play, you don't have anyone to back it up, so he was all alone and he just couldn't get the kill and then just falling away. Obvious disadvantage. So a good job by Winterfox early on. And now next up it's going to be Davey who's all alone. This is kind of a 1-3 split, and as that smoke fades, Imagine's not ready for it. Yeah. So a good find from Davey.
At least some information for there, but quickly traded out by Offnu inside B. The rest of them are converging towards the A side for a Splyce. It is Crucial. Buzz with 4 HP. Asilian tagged down to 20 starting from that scout up. Dexter jumping scout does not connect anymore. So it's a 2 versus 2 as Offnu was able to take down Buzza early.
Yeah, going to be a retake, and coming through the smoke, Zuzi's got to do something big here. He's got 1 to his left, but he's not aware. It is traded off, so down into a 1-on-1, but the HP is so low. This Molotov, that's a little bit deep, so actually Asilian can get past it. Offnu has to get off the bomb, and there's the 1-on-1. He's going to win it, and even without a kit, he has plenty of time for the defuse, so a triple kill for him in this second round. That's massive.
Yeah, not only that, because it was kills towards the B bomb site. Coming back on the retake at A, he was able to get those kills. So a great job for Offnu. On this forced buy from Winterfox, it pays off at the same time. And a nice play as well with that molly. You saw him that he forced out towards the Optimus, but was still in that 1 versus 1, just really wanted to go for that aggressive peek too.
I mean, that Molotov was just a little bit too deep. He sees it coming a mile away, so he gets in front of it before it actually plumes, before it can do any real damage. So if he throws that just a little bit more shallow, more on the ground, there's not really a path. He has plenty of time after that 1-on-1 to find a new position.
Well, now looking at it here for Splyce, they will decide to still go for a force buy on their side after getting 2 bomb plants at least on that first and second round. So they will try to reset the economy back for Winterfox, taking control of the staircase, and they're going to converge from the fountain as well. Try to control a short A. They spot the first one, but smoke blooms right away, so Dexter's going to be able to survive for a bit. Crucial is spamming through. He's going to be able to attack just a bit. But they have lost one early in this round. Arya then headshots onto Dexter as he's trying to get more information through that smoke. And it's going to be rethrown and covered for Offnu.
Offnu's going to have a big job through. This is a smoke that more than likely, he actually backs off right at the last second. There's a good shot from Davey. And Davey's a player who's, in my opinion, he's rising up in this North American scene. He does very good when he's on his own, and he's kind of in a lurk role, an aggressive lurker. Very solid aim, as you can see there, as he just drops one very quickly. So now a big advantage for Splyce. It's a 4-on-3, but more than anything, I mean, look at how it spreads out the defense. There's no one from Winterfox who can really work together.
Exactly. When they got that fight towards that long, they spotted Davey, but they didn't spot that bomb carrier, so that's why they have to keep on their toes right now for Winterfox. And we are executing a few smokes here for a wall towards that back of the CT to cover it up, maybe get a plan towards that front. But Offnu is winning around the corner and at the Optimus. The Buster's got to try to clear it out. They line up, but it's a trade-off. Crucial takes the upper hand. They have yet to pick the bomb, but it's still plenty of time to work with. Imagine waiting by the dumpster of the CT spawn. Drops the first one. It's 2 versus 2. They also have a flank coming through towards short, but it is now the 2 versus 1. Zusi will be last man standing. Fully blind Xavier puts it down to 2 HP. But now here comes the post-plant position for Splyce.
Yeah, not able to get that kill. That might seal it. This is going to make this so much more difficult. He doesn't have a kit as well. That's a nice flashback, completely blind. And Davey, knowing that was his only opportunity to really get out of this round with his life, he just capitalized on it. So a nice response from Splyce now. Trading rounds back and forth, and we saw this earlier today. This battle that teams have in the first 5 rounds or so for economic control is just, it's so crazy, so back and forth. But I mean, you saw there with Winterfox, that's one of the players that they need to rely on. Actually, that 2-on-2 was Zuzi and Dexter, and those are the 2 players that this team kind of thrives on. Those are the kind of the 2 stars that you need to see go off for them.
So Winterfox on their end will try to take back that battle for the control for the economy. So they go for another force buy. They try to push early at the fountain, but Dexter was on his own. Gets quickly caught out by Arya at the fountain, and they take a 1-man advantage earlier on here. So the scout is already down. They have P250s, a Deagle, and a FAMAS. Full arsenal for nades in terms for Offnu, but really no kit. So they're going to gamble for a stack towards B if they get lucky here, but you really see Splyce converging so far to take control of that long A.
Yeah, and not a bad idea for them to just flat out get aggressive. They don't have a lot of time to wait for Splyce to take the fight for them at B, so they go hunt down the kill, and that gives them the time. You can see how far back Splyce still is. That gives them the time to rotate back towards A so they can stack a new bomb site, and Offnu's going to have a massive flank here.
Yeah, and even a gun on top of that for Epoch after taking down Buzza. And here comes that flank from Offnu, playing it so patient this round. Trying to creep up as Splyce are trying to work towards this A side. Going to give up here and just decide village position, gets the first kill, but didn't notice Zillion was going to walk through. But they're moving out with the pistols, and they're actually winning it with that Galil that they saved from the B side for Winterfox. And they tie it back up 2-2 and reset the economy one more time for Splyce.
Yeah, back and forth this goes. Neither team can win consecutive rounds. That's absolutely crazy, but a big flank comes in, and just too much time is spent by Splyce trying to prepare for that attack. That gives that flank so much more damage, even missing the shots.
Yeah.
Even not getting a clean kill on that first guy, he still manages to have a massive impact on the round. So big work done there by Winterfox, and I mean, neither team is able to really grab control quite yet.
No, for sure. You took away the focus from Massilian to help out the team towards the A take, get the fight back towards that mid side, and left himself exposed on that retake from the CT spawn. And that's how I imagine closed in. But again, another force buy coming in for Splyce. It's 4 Tech 9s. Well, 3 Tech 9s, a P250, and an AK. They lose a Tech 9 to start from the hands of Dexter with that MP9. Really spread out aggressive again for Winterfox to start things off at short and long. Davey trying to win that long range against Offnu, but loses it. Makes out of it with 42 HP for that Winterfox player.
Yeah, Davey for some reason got caught off guard there. He was not prepared for that player to be out in the open. He had his knife out the whole time, and it looks like Winterfox, I mean, this is, they can't lose this round. They have too big an advantage, and also this is finally them able to string 2 together and grab control of the match early on. I mean, they just can't afford to drop this in a 5-on-3. So Dexter there just jumping and spotting. Now he sees that there's 2 players there, but I don't think the player with the bomb was spotted. So they don't know it's here, and that's a little bit careless from Dexter. Now this hit is on, and there's an opportunity here. If Offnu can't get anything, he does find one. Arya's got his angle to prevent the repeat, and he drops him. So now the plant is at least going to go down. The choke points are going to be smoked off, and they should be relatively safe. There's no flank coming in.
That's right. Nice timing on that smoke to prevent the guys from the CT spawn to get anything more outside of Offnu's kill. So now it's a 1-man advantage for Winterfox for this retake, but good positioning so far for Splyce. Asilian's just going to try to flash himself through and then just hold the position. Here comes the attempt of the retake, and he's just going to still bring that fight towards that bank, and he leaves Arya by himself now on a 3 versus 1.
This is going to have to be a perfect flashbang. It goes up in the air. He's going to come right through the smoke, and one player's blind. He gets him. The defuse is going down inside the smoke, though. And actually, that's with a kit anyway, so even if he gets that second kill, I don't think he'd be able to stop the defuse. So a big round for Winterfox finally. That plant's going to help out. It gives him a little bit of extra bonus money as they build up the losing bonus as well. I mean, here's Davey just getting caught a little bit off guard. I'm not sure why he thought that was just going to be all free and clear, but Arya, I mean, it was an interesting idea. Almost works out for him, but just in a 1-on-3, it's such a tough spot. So it is going to be 3-2, and you can see just the money that's built up on the CT side. And finally, we see a team that has to just stay on the pistols. They have to build up a little bit more money. They have to basically sit around out. So Davey's going to drop down ladder. And actually, he's got a chance here against Dexter, but oh, that's a quick shot. Yeah,
it is because he finally lost 2 rounds in a row here for Splyce. Going for pistol upgrades. No armor right now. And we're finally going to see more of an economical fight moving into possibly this next round here, with a triple kill from Zusi with that spray, covering that B side. And now they take the lead here by 3.
Yeah, that's really nice from Dexter, just to keep that half of the attack. If he falls there, all of a sudden this is a split onto the B bomb site. Without Davey alive, Splyce just is basically relegated to running right through Monster. So the curious thing is no ops picked up yet on the CT side. They haven't. We've seen teams all day today really relying on the op. No one from Winterfox has really grabbed it quite yet.
My apologies to take the lead by 2 here as Dexter, again, taking control of this fountain side. Every single time he's been very aggressive moving out towards this side. This time he wins the fight by finally being able to bloom that smoke, jump on that bench, get that kill as Imagine chimes in with a second one towards B. Now they have so much control here for Winterfox on both A side and B side, but at least you can see from that minimap that long A is sort of weak here for them to cover.
Well, this is where you'd like to see Winterfox just turtle up in the bomb sites. And Dexter, he's going to get caught out here. That's unnecessary. You have a 2-man advantage, but there's Offnu to respond. The bomb is down, but Davey gets one. They're starting to thin the herd. And this is why you want to see Winterfox kind of just sink back into the sites, because now there's opportunity. There's room for Splyce to work with.
That's why you need a big plays from Davey, and he opens it up towards B. But he's going to get flanked by APOC. APOC misses the first spray, but finally connects here. Now it's a 2 versus 1. They force at least one rotate out first. And now looking at Winterfox, they are going to plant one at A and one at B, with Asilian still trying to figure out where he should go. And it seems as though he's going to opt for the long A side, and they're going to hear it so close. I don't think they're going to get all in. He gets caught with a reload.
Yeah, no, that's Asilian now. As he's dead, he's just like, why is he here? Why is this happening to me? I mean, just very unexpected at that situation. At that time in the round left for someone to be there. So it gets caught off guard, but it was much scarier than it had to be. It didn't have to be this difficult for Winterfox. That's them. That's why when you shrink into the bomb sites with a 2-man advantage, you're forcing Splyce to actually commit to the site, so you can just wipe them all out in one go. Instead, if you're staying spread out like this, you have to win so many more individual battles.
There we go, 5-2 on this first half. Winterfox winning 3 in a row this time. And we do see a pistol buy going through for the terrorist team, forcing Dexter to fall back here towards the A side, but we're already pushing through with the Tech 9 KV to lead the charge. But it's a crossfire with Offnu inside the side as well, and he gets a 2-kill spray back to the pistol, getting the hat trick, and one more to go. It's going to be Arya.
Yeah, this would be the ace for Offnu as well, so he's held out so well, but it gets denied him by Arya, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but he did his job. That crossfire works out very, very well. If Dexter can't get him, Offnu's right there to clean it all up and saves him from a tough spot, because that's not where you want to take this fight. You can see how much pressure Dexter is in. So Offnu alleviates that just by buying him a little bit of time and getting all the kills, obviously.
That was a close range little pop there from that USP. Good reaction there for Offnu. Indeed, he did get a 4 kill in the end. 3K with the spray of the M4. Now we finally see a real gun battle in this first half, where we actually have a real default buy, and Dexter's going to be the one jumping on that bench one more time instead of a scout connects with a knock.
That's a 6 shot. That's really, really impressive. So another round, they're going to be at a loss, and actually spots one jump across, and he legs him. There's going to be one coming through the smoke, though. It's Davey. He flashes. They turn around in time. Dexter gets a leg on that one as well, so 2 leg shots for him. He does eventually fall, but he's done all the damage. 1 kill, and massive damage on 2 other players.
Asilian expected that push from APOC at the staircase, catches him on that reload. Now it's a 3 versus 2, but lots of advantage in terms of HP now for Winterfox. And Splyce opting to try to go for a little bit of a split here, counting on Crucial to open it up, and he will towards that short side, keeping Winterfox on their toes, trying to decide where to go. But after that kill, it seems as though Asilian's going to try to rotate back, but they did not expect for another player to come up towards that staircase, and that was Imagine. Gets the backstab, and Asilian's going to be on a 2 versus 1 with only 4 HP. Yeah,
not a whole lot of options available. He's got to get very fortunate on some timing. And it would have to be massive blunders from both Winterfox players to allow him to win this round. So the crazy thing is, even with losing these rounds, Splyce is doing the damage that's going to hurt the economy of Winterfox. If they're able to finally close one of these rounds out, it may just force a save, because they're actually forcing rebuys each and every round of the past 2 or 3. So the money cannot be building up on the Winterfox side. So there's one route they have that can turn this match right back around in their favor.
20 seconds left on the clock. 1 smoke here on that catwalk side. And that could be the cue here for Asilian to decide if he wants to save or not, and he's going to opt to go for it. He looks up towards heaven. Surprise!
Picks the wrong angle. And that's a bummer. So a big lead now for Winterfox. So Splyce has got a big job to do to get back in, and then the tough part is without a plant that round as well. I mean, that is a 6 shot, by the way, from Dexter. That is a very, very difficult shot to hit. But now it's at the point where Splyce, without that plant, they do buy out in this round, but they don't really have a whole lot of money in some of these buys. I mean, look at the utility behind this. Crucial's got nothing. They do have 4 smokes, but the flashbangs are so light. They've only got got 3. And that's really going to restrict their options and how they can attack these bomb sites.
Look how quick Winterfox is to act here. Pushing all the way up towards mid, didn't see anything there. Went back towards the blue halls. It's going to be APOC. He goes head-to-head against Buzza. He's going to try to flush him out with the Incinerator Grenade. Buzza on his side. Throws a flash, but Davey lurking towards the B side. Catches Imagine, who was trying to get a little bit too aggressive there on that short B. And they take a 1-minute advantage for Splyce. Big flash coming through, though, as APOC gets to spray. Drops the bomb carrier onto Arya. Cillian then on to Offnu. 3 versus 3. As the fight is won there towards the blue door side for APOC.
Yeah, and once again, though, Splyce can't really capitalize on any of these kills. It was just the positioning and the certain kills they got. The A bomb site was open for a while, but since they're all spread out, they couldn't really do anything with it. So they have to slow things down. Davey turns into a lurker over towards this B bomb site, and it seems like everyone from Winterfox is starting to rotate back towards A. And it's almost a little bit of a gamble. APOC and Dexter are extremely low, and yeah, no one's even spotting this B bomb site. And they're very fortunate because Splyce is choosing to go right at them at A.
Yeah, the gamble pays correctly for Winterfox because Davey decided to creep back from B towards this short. They're going to execute as a team. While they did not have much utilities to work with at the beginning of this round, they have enough in terms of smokes. So they're going to throw it out here towards... I don't know, you can hear washroom sounds.
I honestly God, I thought that was like someone from production who forgot to turn the mic off.
But Crucial gets the opener here towards the A side. 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to act quick. Off shot miss here. Now it's a 3 versus 1. APOC closing in. But then it's going to be Davey at the APC getting those last 2 kills to put Splyce back on the board now with a 7-3 scoreline.
Yeah, and now we get to see exactly how punished they are going to be in terms of their economy just because of the amount of times that Splyce has been able to get a good amount of kills, 3-4 kills in some of these rounds. Finally, they're able to win one. And the punish... I mean, this is also the problem as well. Because Winterfox, these are the small mistakes that are going to catch up to them now. Because they've had those rounds, those 5-on-3 where it turns into a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-2. I mean, those are the mistakes that you can't have those extra guns losing. Because look at this now. The Molotov is going to sled on this hit, which is great. Because it was going to be a very fast play towards this B bomb site. But without any map control, Splyce is basically resigned to hitting this B site eventually.
Yep.
You can see Dexter's already pushed up all the way to peer into playground way back in mid. So there's really no other options for Splyce.
On the other end, look at that minimap, how Dexter is pushed all the way up there from long towards that party. Gets so much information right now. Nobody there at short as well. So they will expect this. That's why you see that rotation coming in from APOC. They're pushing in towards short, and they get the 2 kills on that battle.
Yeah, very proactive too. A flash and a peek, and it yields them 2 kills. That's sick stuff from Splyce, or I mean from Winterfox, excuse me. Splyce, they just have to walk through Monster, and this is almost a death trap. They're going to have to hit some ridiculous shots here, and it's just not going to happen off the bat. Zuzi with the pistol out, Offnu's watching his back on catwalk, and Arya is brought so incredibly low. Even a Cillian can't even get into the fight because of the smoke.
Yeah, he was turning back to wait for that flanker, and as he looks back to bring the fight against Dexter, he gets backstabbed. Now Arya's the last man standing, opening with the op shot, but winning just out in the open is Offnu, just by graffiti.
A sick defense from Winterfox, and it all comes down, although you didn't really see him do anything that crazy, it all comes down to that information gathered by Dexter. That's what says when he doesn't see anyone top mid, that's where they get the pop flash and the peek over towards short. They get 2 kills off of it as well. So that's a very mobile defense that, I mean, Splyce is just having so much trouble trying to handle it.
Yeah, because of that resets the economy for a win 1, lose 1 for Splyce. They're going back for the Tech 9 armor. They do have utilities to work with to push aggressively here. And at the same time, it's going to be Winterfox doing the same thing down towards that staircase, but we're pushing up towards the party from the fountain, and it's going to be Offnu getting caught off. But at least he's straight off by Dexter at the washroom. Misses that second shot. Third one as well. And now he's looking. Needs to get that shot. Misses another one to Arya, but still is able to switch to the pistol to damage him enough before falling down. So that's Arya coming out of it with 17 HP, but a 1-minute advantage overall for Splyce, trying to work towards this A site. Maybe not. Gonna look back towards B because Davey's still lurking towards there, but little did they know that APOC is just waiting with Imagine at the staircase.
Yeah, and not being aggressive at all, but they should be able to hear some of these footsteps and maybe make the call that they're coming back towards B. The real trouble is because of this position they're both in doorway, they don't have anyone at the B bomb site, and there's no easy way for them to get back to defend it. So actually, despite the weapon advantage, despite having rifles against pistols and most of the HP, this is a big disadvantage for Winterfox. They're in a very tough spot because actually they're pushing up now. They're going to push up the stairwell. They have no indication that it's going towards the B bomb site.
This is huge as well because Asilians move in as soon as, even if they get the plant before on the B side, Asilian can play that role of the one that's going to catch them off rotations. Oh. But Zusi sees him walking towards that bank. 2 guys are pushing up. They're still expecting for this to happen towards A, but Splyce. It's at B.
Splyce has got to be so confused as well. They've got to be saying, where the hell are Winterfox at the moment? It's crazy they found himself in this kind of a situation, and Winterfox is still trying to clear him out. They have no idea. I mean, at this point, honest to God, you might as well just choose to save the weapons. You've been outplayed so handily, or even outplayed yourself.
Imagine if you just got that kill, that would have saved so much time now. Asilian still has the advantage to be able to lurk around and try to get these kills. Looks back towards that bank, and there you go. Imagine finally waits up for him, but that's enough information for him to let his teammates know that the last guys from Winterfox are saving weapons. So Splyce is going to be able to put another point on the scoreboard to make it 8-4 on this T side of Splyce.
Yeah, but what a big misplay out of the side of Winterfox to put themselves in a situation where they just flat out have to save that round. And that was only against Tech 9s and pistols. There was no money, there were no rifles. Winning that, it would have been just basically unarmored pistols on the next rounds as well. So, I mean, Winterfox almost feels like they lose 2 rounds without just that one mistake.
Well, it's going to be a very low buy now for Winterfox, being able to save those 3 weapons from before. Dexter only has a FAMAS this time. And they're stacking 2 guys towards that staircase. Buzza's going to be by himself. They try to bring it aggressively there, but Buzza stays alive for a bit. Dexter, nice positioning here.
Oh, no. That's so unfortunate. The smoke just barely covering it. And that's when it looked like he was going to be able to at least spot the feet underneath him, but
as soon as X-ray's off, you notice that he wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean, this defense of the B bomb site at least is very aggressive. If they're not feeling a lot of pressure, if they're not hearing very much, they're going to go find it themselves. Now you even have Dexter behind this smoke in bathrooms. He's going to be aggressive. He hears these footsteps down the stairwell. So Winterfox, they're putting themselves in positions to get information to pass along to their teammates.
We're going to stalemate just for a bit now with 1:01 on the clock. Splyce trying to recuperate after losing Davey, the lurker, early in this round. And you mentioned that aggressiveness. It was all the way out towards the other end of Monster, more towards T side, where Zusi was able to get that kill. Now with the utilities that they have remaining, they do have 2 smokes, 2 mollies, onto Asilian and Crucial. They could try to execute inside this A site if they wanted to. But as you mentioned before, Winterfox finally getting the man advantage and learning the fact that they should turtle back into the site. But Asilian still gets the first kill onto Dexter. They spot another one towards the default spot at the A site. Buzz is going to try to lean out, and he does win that fight with the headshot. That opens up the A site, as Imagine also falls in front of Optimus. But Imagine, it was actually APOT that falls at Optimus, and Imagine was at CT spawn to get picked. But it's now a 4 versus 1, 2 of them very low, but Zusi at this point will try to save his M4. Oh,
that's brutal, because that looked like Winterfox had a really good setup for that hit. And, I mean, if you look at the HP of Splyce, those fights could have easily gone either way. Buzz is so low. Arya's at 5 HP. Buzz is at 7. Asilian at 40. I mean, just losing a couple duels, and now this is turning it into where Winterfox should have had a great half, and this is that completion of that, basically losing 2 rounds just because you had to save against only pistols.
Yeah.
That 1 round.
Does pay a lot, and now we might see that kind of like the beginning that we saw at the half, when it's going to go back and forth with these forced buys. Don't know if Winterfox will have that confidence to go with it. It's stressful. Listen to that music.
Well, yeah, what was that music? What is happening?
Let's pretend that since he's close
First
to that
the
disco ball,
bathrooms.
I think if you're close to that area, you should hear like a club.
Really?
I think so. Things you do on a 10-man.
All right.
I'll have to check again, though.
Why not?
But 8-5 should be our score now in favor of Winterfox closing into this first half. Things are looking pretty decent now for Splyce overall, taking his T side first.
I mean, APOC had to get that trade kill. That was kind of the sealing that round. And actually, it's pretty crazy. Look at the investment from Winterfox.
That's what I'm saying. That confidence coming back here for another force buy coming through.
I don't know if it's confidence. This almost just seems like not even desperation necessarily. It just seems like they just don't want to give it up for whatever reason. Stubbornness, perhaps. Flashbang comes out, 5-7. He's got 2 players blind. He can't complete either of the kills. That's a missed opportunity. But now Dexter's opening the door. Here's the footsteps, but he doesn't want to give up his position, so doesn't fire whatsoever. He would have had a kill. Little does he know. So unfortunate turn of events.
The advantage of being the eyes, the gods, overlooking this map. Dexter winning, though, at least against Davey at short B. And the conversion back towards his long side where APOC is just trying to run for a gun. Will he manage to be able to pick it up here from a flash thrown by Splyce?
He might as well stick around and fight. There's no chance of him getting away, and he eats a flashbang as well. So APOC just he just wants a weapon to fight with, and they don't want to let him have that. So Offnu now, he's going to get re-aggressive with the 5-7. They're going to clear this corner. Chance for 2. They line up for him, but he can't find it. And it's all down to Dexter. There were so many turning points in this round where you felt Winterfox really had a situation where they could grab 2 kills and just not able to do it.
And look at Splyce. Despite that, it's a 3 versus 1. They know that it's a pistol buy going on for Winterfox, or even a force buy from they had at the beginning. and then they still decide, no matter what, on the 3 versus 1 to converge all the way back towards B. And if you look at it, it's 16 seconds. They'll have plenty of time to make it there towards B for that plant, and Dexter's just hunting them from behind.
Hot on the heels. The issue is even if he takes out the last one, they're all going to know.
Yeah. So 13 left, and it doesn't even make it past the barrel there. Buzza was watching that flank. 8-6. Move it into the last round of the first half. As this is 3 in a row now for Splyce, which should give that $1,900 bonus now, or $2,400 bonus moving into this last round. So let's see what they got. Nothing really.
Yeah, I mean, they spent. That's why I'm saying last round was just stubbornness in that buy, because they really didn't have anything to make cause for that force buy. So again, like it seems just like another mistake is putting them at a disadvantage in 2 rounds in a row. I mean, look at this. This buy is pretty much the same thing they had last round, and that scout. I mean, there's no one even to back Dexter up. He's got no one to support him whatsoever. That forces Offnu forward. Now a flashbang helps him out nicely. But from here, again, just because of the way they have to fall back after that aggression, they have no one at one of the A bomb sites.
And Davey also picks up a kill onto Imagine towards B. But it's traded out by Zeusy up towards that other side of Monster. So long-range UMP to win that, trying to run after that gun. But his ceiling was still posted up at T-spawn.
I'm not sure what's happened, because Winterfox looked so good, so coordinated at the beginning of this half, but it seems like once they've started losing, once they couldn't wrestle control back from Splyce, they just seem very, very disjointed. They seem very individual. And now Offnu, he's got a big job to do. Going for some of these headshots at long range, not able to land them, but Apoc, the big flank, he's the one that has to make something happen, picks up the AK. That's a nice shot. Those are also like the last 3 bullets in that weapon. Unfortunately, Crucial shuts him down before he can even get going, even build on that. And Offnu left in a 1-on-2. Crucial finds him as well. So Splyce get beat up early, but they come back to close the gap.
That's right, 8-7 on this first half. Great job for Splyce after all, losing 6 rounds in a row towards that mid-side of the first half. I think for Winterfox, what they're trying to do here for the CT side is really put that aggression towards that staircase, take control of that blue door, and then they always have these pushes going in from the B side, so they really want to take control of that mid side first, where usually the T side want to take control of that washroom side, right?
Yeah, I mean, bathrooms are so important for both teams on this map. That control is huge. That allows you to do so many different things. So that's kind of what they were going for, but I mean, it just seemed like that half should have gone so much better for Winterfox. Just so many tiny mistakes that are easy to fix.
For sure. And now looking on to this second half, what do you think needs to be done now for Winterfox? Because they were doing so well at first, resetting the economy a few times. I know it went back and forth at first, but it seems as though they found their groove here towards the mid of the first half. But now it just fell apart right after Davey was starting to get a little bit more picks on the B side. Yeah,
well, I mean, at least now they can dictate the pace a little bit. They can choose where to put Zuzi and Dexter to have that maximum impact. I think the big thing that they're going to struggle with is we didn't see at all that they wanted to use an AWP. Yeah. So if you're not going to have an AWP, I mean, this map can be tough sometimes if you don't have an AWP.
That's true, and you haven't really used it for Arya on that T side. It was really Dexter on the CT side with the AWP, with the scout. He was able to land a few shots there to protect his teammates to make it towards that blue door. But nonetheless, it's going to be Winterfox in the lead by only 1 round on this second half. As for this round here, you saw Splyce move up aggressively towards Washroom and Short A to see if anybody was going to push up towards Fountain. But as it clears out, they turtle back into the A site, converge back towards B, where Winterfox are executing, and they're going to play that retake towards the site.
Another retake tactic. So the bomb gets planted without anyone dying. So now it's going to be a very, very tall task for Splyce on this pistol run. Dexter with control of water. This is a very critical position to stop this retake. And although he just dies instantly, so Arya finds him. That's a nice shot from Buzza. So now they're just cleaning house. Now they have a huge advantage. Smoke is going to go down on top of the bomb, and that's when they all swing out. But Offnu gets 2 of those kills, but the defuse is going to come in anyways. The kit, so useful, and Winterfox is not able to stop it in time. There's some nice shots by Apoc right there at the end.
You're not going to survive.
Consolation prize.
Exactly. I mean, we're going to make it costly, at least for the CT side, on the second round, even after a bomb plant here. So you might see a force buy coming through for Winterfox with a Tech 9 armor, forcing a low buy on Splyce's side. They could turn things around immediately, but look how they grouped up for Splyce, taking it all together as a team. Unfortunately, it came towards a lineup, but still a good job for Splyce to really try to communicate together for that retake.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why you play retake, is because when you clear out that water position, the other two basic spots that the terrorists can hold are both narrow choke points. So if you just drop a smoke in one of them, drop a smoke on the bomb like they did, you have an avenue to defuse the bomb before the terrorists can even stop it from happening. So that's one of the key kind of concepts. If you're going to do retake, you need to have that smoke, you need to have that kit.
Yeah. Well, at the end, it is going to be Winterfox not opting to go for a full armor buy here and Tech 9s. It is going to be just P250s and armor for APOC. They're going to try to work slowly this time towards the A site if possible. So they really don't want to try to make it expensive for Splyce, going for Tech 9s, trying to waste some more buys here, moving into a more steady gun round on the fourth.
Yeah, that plan is going to give them what they want, the early buy with the AK-47.
Yep.
So, I mean, the only thing that Splyce has to worry about, and you can see they've put up mostly rifles anticipating this kind of a buy, they just can't lose too many of them. I mean, if they lose more than 3 players in this round, that would be a disaster. If they lose, it's actually not even going to be any. So that's a quick mop-up.
That works.
Yeah, why not?
Well, now it's going to be 9-8 in favor of Splyce. They retake the lead right now after winning the pistol. I think they won both pistols in the end, looking at this second half. So a good start here for Splyce. And here comes, after that first bomb plant, they'll go for full AKs for Winterfox here, but not getting any kills on that last round. That doesn't give them a chance to get any more utilities on their side.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very limited round from Winterfox. They have no smokes even. They just have flashbangs, and that's going to be tough because the Cillian gives them gives Splyce a man advantage. So now Winterfox, I mean, that even lessens it even more what they can do in this round. They don't have a whole lot of options available to them, and they're still very spread out across the map, which is crazy because normally in a round like this where you're low on utility, you kind of want to do something as a group, as a team quickly, because one of the advantages you have when you don't have the utility is just the sheer power of numbers.
Well, Dexter is going to play that role to try to look back for some information here, maybe try to get an entry if possible towards B. The rest of Winterfox are still spread out across the map right now. But smarter for Splyce here. Something different versus Winterfox is early in this kill. They didn't try to chase for anything more, any more map control. They really just want to try to turtle back and use the numbers game for the sites in terms of stacking on a 3-2.
Well,
here.
this is what Winterfox should have done a couple times in the first half that we didn't see him do. So we'll see the effect of the both different routes you can take. Dexter, smoke is going to clear pretty soon, and that Molotov is going to, ooh, that's designed to force him out, but it doesn't work that way. He's a little bit forward of it. But now everyone from Winterfox reconvening towards this B bomb site, and this is going to be tough. Buzza has the angle. There's only one flashbang, and it's not being used, and there it is. Buzza's been spotted. He's going to be able to help out and find Dexter. Can't get anything else, but good trades, and these all go in the favor of Splyce. They still have the man advantage.
One more to go here. It's going to be juicy. The bomb is down. 18 seconds left on the clock. He spots one towards highway. That Arya blinds himself, but that gives a chance for Cillian to move out with Crucial to pick up that last kill.
Yeah, and so we don't see that wrestling back and forth for economic control like we saw in the first half. It's just straight up Splyce on the CT side, grabbing control early on. 3 rounds to start things off, and even sustaining against that early AK buy. No plant as well in that round for Winterfox, so all benefits for Splyce until
hard mode.
Yeah, until Cillian gets knifed by a teammate. So why not?
That's you gotta love those.
The high fives.
Thankfully for them, though, Winterfox on a full save, only pistol upgrades, no armor, so you're gonna get a lot of aim punch damage here from Splyce. Give him that little bit of an advantage there. Crucial opting from the A site, taking down Zeusy. And he also including that bomb carrier, but now his teammate falls right beside him inside washrooms. He's going to look for a better angle right now. Ooh, hiding inside this smoke here. Leads back out and goes for the headshot onto Dexter. A little bit of a drive-by. Bomb is now down once again. Arya coming to support him. Dropping one inside the washroom and looking for this other one. APOC is also pushing towards long. It's a 3 versus 2. But they still have this control, at least for Splyce, for quite a bit because that bomb is still down.
Yeah, Arya's holding down very, very well, though, and he's bought enough time.
Okay.
The flake's coming in. It's down into a one-on-one, but Imagine it's not going to have any idea this is really coming. Coming through bathrooms is Davey, and Imagine is backpedaling. Actually, he turns around just now, but Davey wins it anyways. A clean headshot. So that's huge. That round got way too scary for Splyce.
It started off so well, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just Crucial and Cillian get caught being a little bit over-aggressive in bathrooms, and they didn't really have too much of an impact with their nades, with whatever shots they were doing. So Splyce is slowly able to gain ground on them until they find the kills. They capitalize at the right opportunities when they're in the incorrect positions. And now comes the buy. So now is Winterfox finally 5 AKs. They have all the smokes they could want. They have the Molotovs, so they can reach a little bit deeper into the playbook than what we saw from last time. It's going to be Dexter getting aggressive over towards sandbags. This time it's very, very quick, and the timing is there. There's a gap in that smoke, though. It's not a very good smoke out of Buzza, so if Dexter wants to, he can be a little bit aggressive around the edge, but he seems like he's not interested in playing with it whatsoever.
Well, even for Splyce's side, despite that smoke, they're not trying to lean out either. They're just planning positions inside B, playing it safe, and just looking for the aggression from Winterfox. They will not see it for now. The rest of Winterfox are holding back towards this fountain side. And they do have a 3-man stack towards A. Buzza finally lands that first kill onto Dexter, moving out from sandbags. So that's going to nullify any lurking or any entry possible for Winterfox to rotate back from that blue door to take advantage of B. Crucial op in from A again. Drop in Imagine all the way towards short. So now with the last 3 guys, they have to try to get something done. The Crucial, well, I didn't see much coming out from him on that earlier match today. On Cobble is finally starting to land more shots here with the AWP on Overpass.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the bright stars that they brought over. He's one of the guys who's supposed to have a lot of potential. I've heard a lot of good things about him, and there it is. Look at the patience on the shoulder peek. Doesn't pull the trigger. Waits until he fully commits to the peek. And now it's just down to Offnu and Zuzi, and there's been no damage dealt to the Splyce side. There's Crucial. Again, 3 kills in the round for him, going for the 4th. Zuzi's going to be down to his left, and what a flick. That is very, very quick.
All right, now I'm starting to see it. Lana was just telling me I've casted a lot of this guy.
Well, when this pickup happened, Henry actually tweeted at me. Henry G just told me, one of the big analysts over in Europe. Yep. Obviously, pay attention to Counter-Strike. You're going to know exactly who he is.
Who is he?
The man who always wears denim. But he mentioned that this guy is going to be a lot of fun to watch, that he's very talented and he's very, very quick. And so we're seeing a little bit of it there. He's at 18 and 13 as well, leading the way for his team. Him and Asilian, so the 2 people they brought over from Europe, are currently leading them in this match here.
5 rounds in a row for Splyce. Davey gambling it, pushing all the way up towards Fountain. He's going to get damaged a little bit, down to 63. Thankfully for him, he's facing off against Tech9. Long range that couldn't connect on a headshot here. Crucial, meanwhile, does get the op kill, dropping the bomb carrier towards the B side. Arya throwing that incendiary grenade on the floor to try to prevent him from moving towards short. Okay, a little bit of a
change of scope. Oh, Arya's about to get wrapped upon. Apoc's not being stopped at the moment. He's got plenty of time. He finally gets that kill. Buzza, though, finds the new angle, and they've held him off for now, but there's been a lot of pressure put on the Splyce defense over at the B bomb site. All the while, Imagine has gained ground in bathrooms towards A. But there it is. It's silenced by Davey. He is brought down to 21 HP, but, I mean, this slows everything down. You can see Zusi wanted to rotate all the way back, but he's got to return to B to meet up with his teammate.
They both were. They were expecting, hoping to get that kill onto Davey, and then to just go for that quick plant, because that's where the weakness was. Now they walk back into B, and you still have Asilian holding back beside Toxic. He's going to get that dig and the headshot onto Dexter. Traded out by Zusi. It's a 2 versus 1. 42 seconds left on the clock. He does pick up the M4. Does have a flash Tech9 and the bomb on his back. He looks for this kill onto Buzza. But Buzza still anchoring his spot at the default B bomb spot. And denies any plant possible coming in from Winterfox.
Yeah, and this is not good. Winterfox, they haven't even won a Terra Spawn yet.
I know.
They've been blanked on this half so far.
Nope.
So
6 in a row now.
This is not going well, and they haven't even called the timeout. So you got to be wondering. There's got to be a certain level where you hit, where you're just like. And actually, most teams it is 6 rounds. If you lose 6 rounds in a row, no matter when it is in the match, it's an automatic timeout.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing one here quite yet.
And sometimes it's not really even to discuss anything. Of course, they'll use it for that, but it's also to stop the momentum from the opponents as well, and just to keep them off this high. Splyce, not only that, have won 6 rounds in a row on the CT side, but they've also won 4 in a row for the last remaining rounds on the first half. So this is 10 combined for Splyce.
All 5 members of Winterfox over towards this B bomb site. There's actually this is all they have. They have no map control. They have to go for a B hit. And everyone's blind. On both teams, there he is, Buzza burning alive. Davey falls as well. This is a chance, a first real chance for Winterfox. Even Arya getting caught off guard. Down to a 2-on-4. And I don't even think Splyce is going to go for this. They've already called the save. It's going to be Asilian already bailing out towards long A, and Crucial's trying to meet up with him right now.
Yep. Great execute there from Winterfox at the end. They aren't really going to try to go for this hunt either. Well, there is. I had Impot looking for that information, but he spots Asilian at party.
They can't afford this, though. They can't lose many more rifles after that. I mean, yeah, you obviously want to take the weapons away, but they don't have the economy to sustain more losses. They just now got on the winning streak, and if they have to have a weaker bye because they lose 2 AKs here, 3 AKs here, that's a nightmare. That's a disaster. And there's another one from Crucial. So Winterfox, there should be no more deaths given over to Splyce.
And you can see now they're spread across. 1 at bank and 1 inside T-spawn. It is now going to be 13-9 in favor of Splyce. Finally, 1 point on the scoreboard for Winterfox on this second half. And at this point, even then, not only should they try to go for that hunt, but Splyce has already built so much economy by winning these 6 rounds in a row, and they've won them dominantly so far. I mean, well, I guess after this full buy coming through here, they're down to that 3K mark. But it's still okay for them to buy in its next round.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to do something very, very similar. Heavy towards the B-bomb side. 4 members here, but look at the response from Splyce. Davies pushing up. Buzz is there to trade. He gets 2. That's actually massive. They've cut off one half of the attack, and there's Crucial. A new angle that Offnu wasn't expecting it so quickly. Winterfox is down to just 2 players. And not a whole lot of options left. There's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, they really wanted to go for that hunt to try to take Buzza down, but they did not expect Crucial to come down towards that staircase, open that blue door, and go for that support. So it's a 2-man buddy system, one after the other there towards that short conversion.
Well, I mean, it's a great call from Splyce to just say, all right, you found the one thing that finally worked in this half.
Yeah.
Next round, we're going to go right after it. We're just going to shut it down, not even going to let you carry any momentum and build anything off of it.
Now, Dexter and Apot, the last 2 remaining. They do have the bomb on the back of Dexter. Really only one guy watching it solo here. It's going to be Buzza going for the knife peek on Graffiti. Actually, Arya's there at Heaven as well. So they do have a setup. There goes Buzza. He spots it here. He's going to call for some help on a rotation. Nade is not going to really hurt that much, but Arya on top of that Heaven gets that double kill on both Dexter and Apoc, and now it's 14 on the scoreboard for Splyce.
Yeah, there's really not a whole lot of mistakes that Winterfox can actually commit if they want to stay in this match. The tough part as well is that they might not even get a chance because this next round out of them is going to be, I mean, it should be pretty weak. It's going to be mostly pistols. In fact, they're going to have one AK-47, but outside of that, it's just the Tech 9s. It's a P250 on APOC. All they can really do is bring pistols to this gunfight, and they have to essentially just buy out every single round from here on, no matter what they're going to get. So, dark times if you're a Winterfox fan, if you're watching from the Oceanic region. I'm sorry.
You know what? Good thing we're up late right now because it's almost morning time for them to watch. But Asilian, though, getting the first kill onto Zusi. Apot trades it out. Crucial missing the op shot, though. They're going to try to hunt him down for a bit, forcing him out with the molly, but he's going to fall back safely.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually crazy. I don't think Asilian expected that because APOC rushed right through the Molotov, as did Zuzi. It's brought APOC down to 7 HP, so really sacrificing a lot of their HP to try and punish that kind of a play. And it just doesn't seem like it's worth the trade. They do even things out of the 4-on-4, but I mean, APOC is essentially out of this fight.
They are regrouping now for Winterfox. 3 guys lined up here towards their short. They do have 1 smoke and a flash to work with in the hands of Dexter. And they're going to opt to smoke out towards the Optimus. And then they maybe try to flank towards that truck side if they can. Often getting the opening kill, but it's traded out by Crucial. They're jumping across on the Optimus.
Oh, that's
good
a
shot.
kill.
Oh, no. Good shot, yeah, onto your own teammate to take them down.
That's unfortunate. Crucial just hiding in the smoke, and he fools them all out. They can't even plant this bomb. Buzza's providing enough pressure, and then here comes the flank. Davies just going to shut this down. He's had enough. There it is. Buzza also takes out Offnu, so 15-9 off that small team kill mistake.
Yeah, they wanted to push through towards CT spawn to maybe make it towards B if possible if they could win that fight against Buzza. They were expecting for that flank for Winterfox, but being not that fast. And Davey picks up the backstab on the last kill. Really nothing left in terms of the economy for Winterfox here, facing map point elimination.
Yeah, and again, it's just that situation where you must buy. You have no other option, so it's only pistols again. 2 deagles, not a whole lot of utility. And this time it's going to be long aggression. Splyce wants to end this very, very quickly. They've got 1 kill. They've got a 2nd kill that's both on Asilian. And so Zuzi's just got to get aggressive. He's just got to try and make something happen. But Crucial's there to put a stop to it so quickly. This is about to be up towards 16. As imagine, he's got to just walk into B and pray that he finds something easy. Dexter as well is being pushed around, but Arya blinds himself. But it's
not the first time he does that.
Yeah, not at all. You know. Why not?
Let's give him a chance.
Dexter's got to pretty much gamble where he wants to watch, and there it is. He picks the right way because he gets Asilian, but Arya's there to trade it off immediately. The big thing as well is Imagine's been on a hunt this whole time, but the bomb is down all the way towards Playground. So he's got to run all the way across, and it's not even going to matter. Buzza ends things, so a big win, a dominant defensive half for Splyce.